Hey everyone, welcome back to Ascending with Ashleigh. I'm Ashleigh, and welcome to the first Freedom Friday episode. Today I just want to lay a foundation for what's coming, and below in the description box is like we have a set part for Ancestor Speak where I'm going to get quotes from those who have come before us to help us stay focused, and then there's a huge list of definitions, working definitions, so that we're all working from a similar foundation and understanding for the words and terms and systems and structures that I'm going to be talking about and we're going to be talking about. And then after, if you're feeling funky, I have a little bit of a Freedom Friday playlist where musicians have spoke to this through music. So check those out. And hopefully my goal is that we're thinking about things differently, right, when we hear them, and they have a different meaning from songs we've heard a million times. So yeah, check that out, and yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this project. I just did a video for like 15 minutes and got all crazy, so I am trying to stay focused. This is my second take. And I just want to acknowledge and speak to the music. If you can hear No Woman, No Cry on repeat this entire time, that's Niall's sleep music. So I apologize, but he's taking a nap and that's what he listens to, and that puts him to sleep. So hopefully I'm not fighting Bob for the voice. But anyway, okay, so happy Freedom Friday. We're not there yet. That's part of this project, is to get us all thinking about like what freedom really is. There's a lot of illusion that we are free beings, and we're not. So I just want to say that we are not free in the systems that are in place, and we have this like illusion of freedom with dressing and choices and things like that, but to be ultimately free, we are not. So the goal through this project is to really speak to our collective liberation. That's one of the terms defined below if you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, so please check those terms out. I'm not going to go through them all because this isn't school. I just want to have working definitions that we can all see and work with, okay? And then in the last taping that I just deleted and started over, I think the big things that I really want to talk to, and the things I want to just give a little blurb about, a little bio about who I am and my experience and why I feel qualified to be here speaking about this, and what the fuck this has to do with healing, because my business is Happy Healing Essentials, and I think that in this society we are often given so many boxes that it's hard for us to see how things are really like interconnected. So I just want to speak to that. These systems in place that we find ourselves in within, I'm speaking to the United States specifically because that's my experience. And so any international folks who are watching, please feel free to chime in your experience in your countries. Anyway, so the boxes. So healing and talking about capitalism, colonialism, gentrification, globalism, our collective liberation, racism, white supremacy, all of these things. So all of those words that I just listed have been these systems that keep us from being our whole selves, from being whole, right? Like religion too, all of these things. So within each and every one of us, we are 50% masculine, 50% feminine. That's energy, right? So there's divine masculine energy, there's divine feminine energy, and these systems keep us like not well. They keep us not whole. Holistic well-being is listed below. And so I just want to speak to that because as a healer, I see it as an incredibly important to understand these systems and how they keep us unwell, right? Unwell for their gain. And so that's a lot of what Freedom Fridays is about. I have my master's degree in social justice and human rights, and I specifically wrote my thesis around like the mental health, and I know I've mentioned this in a video or two before, but I wrote about like the social construct that is mental illness, and how behavioral and like mental illness is more about behavior and unwanted behavior, and mental illness is listed below as a definition, than it is like something that someone's actually experiencing. However, I want to say that within the capitalist system and within a system that we are being used for the elite's gain, it's hard to stay well, right? So this isn't to say that mental illness is not real. It's not to say that folks aren't experiencing these things or having, but it is to say that these systems have decided what behavior is acceptable and what behavior is not acceptable. And that's a lot of what I wrote about my master's thesis. I specifically delved into like the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. And so anyway, that's like another 20 episodes that I'm going to do, and I'm going to break down for Freedom Fridays. I just want to mention it here and give a little bio on why that is my expertise, and then speak to some of my experience within my master's work and beyond, or before that. I grew up in upper middle class, white America, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I had no idea that oppression was the way it was. I grew up Presbyterian, I grew up in the church, heavy religious person. And yeah, so it's been a journey to decolonize from that for myself. I no longer practice religion. I am no longer living in upper white middle class America. And yeah, I think that a lot of what I experienced growing up caused my first mental health crisis, which I was incarcerated. I was in jail for 2 months, and then I spent the rest of the year in a mental institution and was force medicated. I've been tortured on the other side. I've been strapped to beds, shot up with medication, labeled, been through the court proceedings. So anyway, all of that to say is, like, nowadays I'm not experiencing any of that. However, that's a part of my experience, and that's why I'm here today doing this work. I hope no one has to go through that, and for those of you who haven't been through that, I'm here with you. I've been through it. You can get through it. We are, our well-being is at stake because of the society in which we live, and the practices that are given to us as an illusion of freedom. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, I also want to speak to some of my other experience. I have founded 2 community groups in Skid Row when I was in LA doing my work, and I'm no longer in LA, but the community groups were Community Resiliency and Women's Empowerment LA, and all of that work was about looking at the systems and how the systems affect our mental health and our well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that, and how we can alleviate some of the individual blame, the boxes, if we look at these larger systems and understand that this is exactly what they want. They want to break us. They don't want us to be in our well-being. They don't want our divine counterparts to be interconnected and balanced. And so that's a huge part of why I'm here doing this work, and why Freedom Fridays, and why these social structures and constructs do affect our mental health and our well-being. And so seeking new ways of, well, not new ways, but ancient ways, actually, like getting back to indigeneity and getting back to holistic well-being, and getting all of our fractioned parts back, right? Like calling our power back to us, calling our wholeness, and sitting with that, and being ourselves and being connected. And that's what capitalism doesn't want, and that's why they keep us at work. That's why we have a 9 to 5. That's why we only have a 2-day weekend, because those systems know that if you're not able to focus on yourself and your well-being, that you will continue to give to the system, and they will continue to gain from your unhealthiness. There's a totally better word for that. Sorry. Your unhealthiness. So anyway, so all of these things are interconnected, and I just want to speak to it. We also have an ego, and we have shadow work, and so all of those things are going to be unpacked through these segments. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. But don't worry, I seem scattered, but I just want to lay it out there for us today. I wanted to share a little bit about my stuff and my experience, and why I'm here doing this work. And yeah, just share common words, get the little bit of pop culture, get a little bit of some who have been fighting this fight and fought this fight before us. And I really want to, as a collective, I want us to be able to release this illusion of freedom. And so I would love for you to engage below. Like, what does freedom mean to you? Is freedom, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, or is freedom something totally different? Is freedom just being able to be? And so let's talk about that. Please engage. Please don't make me talk to myself. I do that enough. So yeah, just we're here with Freedom Friday, and I'm really excited. Also, if you guys have a certain topic that you want to start deconstructing first, or there's something that's not listed that you want to know about, that I maybe don't know about, and you know a lot about, let me know, and you can come on here and we can do that together. This is not me up on my soapbox, which is what I heard from my family. One of the reasons that made me go crazy. Anytime I would speak to anything I was passionate about, my sister would be like, "Ah, you're on your soapbox," and I was like, "Actually, I'm just sharing." So now I have a YouTube channel, so fuck off. Just kidding. Anyway, guys, so I'm all over the place. I had my coffee, and I apologize if it seems scattered. It's just who I am. I hope you're able to grasp some of these things. I know that when I rewatch my videos, I'm laughing my ass off, and so I hope you guys find humor in this too, because it's really healthy to laugh, and it's so good for us to laugh and find humor, especially in ourselves. And yeah, so Freedom Fridays, I was thinking maybe next week. So we've got the election coming up. Pity party, right? So I think we should just go. I think, like, what I'm seeing a lot of with these elections is they're still continuing, it's repetitive, but anyway, they're continuing to pit us against each other. Regardless of who gets in the White House, it's called the White House. This shit has never been for our benefit as the people. A different controller for the same system of white supremacy and capitalism is not what we need, right? So we're fighting for revolution. Might not be there yet, but I am. And so that's the ultimate goal, and that's how we're going to get our collective liberation. So maybe a homework assignment could be to think about what freedom means to you first, other systems that you want to learn about, or other things that maybe you've picked up on, and whatever. List all of that in the comments. You can also email me if you don't want to do it publicly. My email is happyhealingessentials@gmail.com, and it's in the about thing on my channel. And I don't know where I was going with this. Anyway, let's see. Freedom. Oh, yeah. And envisioning what you see for the future. For those of you who have children, what is it that you want for them? Do you want them to be like you are, or like your parents were, in these cookie cutter ideas, right? Complacent with oppression. And I'm not judging you. If that's what you want, that's what you want. That's fine. For me, I want Niall to not have to worry. I want Niall to have security, something that my parents didn't really solidify for me. So that's a big thing for me. I want Niall to have land and housing, and have a really strong knowing of him and his worth and his being and what he contributes to the world. Because once he knows that, he won't have to rely on the systems, right? Which is what that's what we're all hoping for, right? We want to be able to buy things. We want to be able to enjoy life. We want to have that security and safety, and that's not real. It's not a reality. Maybe for some folks with privilege, but it's truly not a reality for the majority of the world. It's not. And we have a lot of work to do to get us there. So yeah, let me know what freedom means to you, what you envision for the future, for you or for your children. And yeah, I'm not gonna partake in like discussions that go nowhere. So I'm not here to argue. If you are, please leave. It's not what this channel's for. This is really, ascending is the process of awakening and gaining, right? And so ascending along with me, right? The name of my channel is to, I've been through fucking hell in my ascension process. And my main purpose is to alleviate that from others. Like, I don't want folks to have to go through what I had to go through to get here. And so that's why I'm here. That's what I want to do, and that's what I want us to do together. And that's, for me, that's a big part of collective liberation, is it's like we all aren't having to experience these things. And yes, some folks are experiencing way worse. And the goal is to have us all be free and alleviated from struggle, and we have a lot of work to get there, and a lot of it starts with decolonizing our own beliefs, our own thoughts, our own actions, and having those conversations with the people in our lives, and it can be a domino effect, like as much as the other side, and I'm speaking to the other side as, I'm not speaking like party lines, I'm speaking to like the global elite is the other side, right? And then we've got like these rings of hierarchy, and that's listed in the definitions, and so the other side, and like we're at the bottom. If you're watching this channel, hi, you're at the bottom with me. So regardless of your paycheck, regardless of your social standing, race, we are here as like servants to a system that was put in place without our consent, and that's the daily grind, and so deconstructing that and decolonizing our thoughts and our feelings away from that, and building what we really want to see and what we really need, and getting back to simplicity. I used to carry this little piece of paper in my wallet that said, "Live simply so others can simply live," and that's a really good quote, and it means a lot. And there are some folks who have nothing, and there are some folks who have way too much, and then there's people in the middle who are complacent, and have just enough to believe that they're happy. And so I'm speaking to consumerism, which is another term listed below. To me, freedom and happiness is not in what we can consume. I mean, I love food, but it's not about Gucci bags and, you know, whatever people talk about. I'm an artist, and I like to use a lot of recycled things, so I can legit make, like, give me a piece of cardboard and a fucking pencil and watch, you know? And so, to me, that's my freedom, and I'm an artist, and I have way too much shit in my house, you know, waiting to get made into something, and so that's one thing that I love to do, and I don't know why I talked about that, but anyway, if you want to see some of my art or buy some of my art, a lot of it, like I said, is recycled. And so, see, that serves to a greater purpose, right? Like, instead of continuing to consume, we can make things out of the things we already have. And as a single mother, that's one of the slogans, or these, like, mantras I've been living by, is like, use what I have. And it's been a really big challenge, you know. It's been fun and challenging to see if I really can use what I have. And I've been able to, for the most part. I've had to buy a few things, but I don't know why I'm sharing this. Anyway, so thank you so much, y'all. I'm really stoked about this project. I just want to lay it out there. You're not as free as you think you are. And I want to speak, the Martin Luther King quote is listed below, speaking about injustice anywhere is, wait, no, I don't know. I don't have it verbatim, but it's listed below, and thank you, Martin Luther King Jr., for your work. And yeah, I'm such a dork. Anyway, so I believe that none of us are truly well until all of us are well, and if you see someone struggling, help them out. If you, you know, it really is like small acts of kindness that really help make the world better. And no, that's not going to solve all the fucking problems. Don't call me an asshole, right? Or like, don't be an asshole calling me like, oh my god, she's such a whatever. No, but it will make the world better, because, you know, when you do kind things for folks, and it makes you feel good, it makes us feel good. And that speaks to the human condition, right? Which is what a lot of, like, religion has power over us, because that speaks to human desires of love and acceptance, and just this unyielding faith in, like, something higher, bigger than you. But realize that you are just as capable of being that for someone else. And so please be kind. This world is absolutely fucking crazy. If you know, a lot of our mothers said, like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I can't really live by that, but it's a nice concept, right? Like, if you're gonna fucking ruin someone's day by being a dick, like, just don't, okay? Hold the door open for someone, you know, just helping folks out. Let someone go before you. It's not that hard to be kind, and we've become so disconnected from those simple acts of kindness in our society, thinking that we have it all, or thinking that we're better than others. It's not true. What you have does not make you better. What makes you better is the way you treat people. And okay, so yeah, this is my TED Talk. So anyway, so I just want to, that's how freedom starts, right? Like, we have to find freedom. Freedom is a practice. It's not this, like, it's a lot like perfectionism. I was raised in a household where perfectionism, there was like this end goal to get to, right? That's what all these Disney movies talk to, and all of the, it's consumerism, right? There's no end goal. We're all gonna die. We all have a short time here, and so how we treat each other and how we live is a constant process. And as you learn, you're allowed to change. Change is the only fucking constant there is. So stop listening to like, oh, once you get this amount, right, like of money, or once you get this house, or once you have the kid, or once, like once you get to an understanding that life is a journey, it's a process, we're always changing, and that the systems that we're living in do not have to be the way that we live, and we can change that as the people, then we're there. Then we're starting to really get to understand what freedom really is and how we play a part in that, right? And so, it's not the COVID, okay, calm down. So yeah, that's all I really want to say, because I don't even know what I've talked about. I'm just all over the place. But Freedom Friday is happening. Yeah, I'm so stoked. And yeah, just don't be a dick. Like, that's your challenge for the week. Try not to be a dick, especially with the election coming, especially with all of these mandates and all this shit and all of that and all of that. Try and be nice. Just try and be a fucking cool human this week. Until next Friday. Alright, y'all? And leave some comments below about what shit means to you. Like, what is freedom to you? What do you want to see in the future? And maybe, ooh, here's a good one. Share a way that you were, like, not a dick this week. Yeah. And if no one shares, don't think that I have no friends. I'm just starting, okay? We'll get there. And yeah, I'm really excited to be doing this project. I'm really happy that you guys are here. And ready to do this work and starting to decolonize ourselves. And decolonizing can be like a weird term, but it's just to unlearn like what we've been taught by these indoctrination. I think I spoke to this already, whatever. So, Freedom Fridays. Here we go. I hope you all had coffee like me. I hope you can keep up with my crazy mind. So anyway, I'm going to be taking on the mental health stuff with a couple other folks. I have a couple interviews that we can do around that. We're going to have a guest speaker, General Dogon, on here talking about policing, and he knows a lot about ancient Egypt and the religious symbology and shit. And so those are my few things. So General will probably be, Niall's awake. Alright, General will probably be with us next week. I really want to start talking about policing first. So, I gotta let you go. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next week.